Hello guys, I'm Sushma and I welcome you all to our first lecture about the CS Executive. So this is my first video on the CS Executive class syllabus. So I'm dealing with FSM, that is Financial Management and Strategic Management for you now. So this is in your module 2, paper 8. Yeah. So here in a it has been divided into two parts, the part 1 and the part 2. The part 1 is financial management and the part 2 is strategic management. So in financial management part 1 you have 10 chapters as you can see on the screen, and in your part 2 strategic management you have total of 6 chapters. So this is a very easy chapter and it is really very useful for your future also. Now you may be wondering, this company secretary is basically law based. Now, why have they introduced this finance, that is account for us? What do we have to do with this financial management or an account? See, you know about a key managerial person in a company. Yes, right? Key managerial person, you all know. CEO, financial manager, company secretary, etc. Now, what is the job of a financial management manager? He has to look into all the financial and accounting affairs of the company, right? Now, if a financial manager is absent in a company, then those affairs will be taken care by a company secretary only. So that is the reason they have introduced you this chapter. I think now you know why I have to study this financial management, because it is helpful for your future. Okay, let us go through the syllabus one, and then I'll be starting with the first chapter. So the syllabus overview, and the first chapter you have nature, significance and scope of financial management. So it is just the basic understanding about what are the chapters that you have. So here you have an introduction about the capital budgeting, you have an introduction about the capital structure and the long-term finance, project finance, dividend policy. So it is just the overview about this financial management, and you will be having capital budgeting, capital structure, sources of raising long-term finance and cost of capital. So I'll not be telling you about each and every sub chapters ka introduction now, because it may take too long for me to explain all these things. So what I'll do is I'll just go through the syllabus one, and whenever I start with those chapter, I'll be explaining the introduction of each and every chapter in depth. Okay. So I'll come back. The fifth chapter is project finance. Sixth chapter is dividend policy. Seventh one is working capital, security analysis, portfolio management, and practical problems and case study. So here the chapter 10 is very important one, and again the capital structure is very important one. See, what happens here is one chapter is being linked to another chapter and another chapter is being linked to another chapter. So you cannot ignore any one of this chapter. Every chapter is really very important for you, so that it will help you in your future. My teaching approach is not only to score a good marks in your exam, but also you have to know the practical life scenarios. So what I'll be doing is I'll be taking you to the practical world. Now, Sushma, what do you mean by taking to a practical world? Actually, we are in a practical world, Sushma. Where will you take us? Calm down, guys, calm down. What I mean by taking you to a practical world is I'll be taking a balance sheet of any company. Take an example of Reliance, take an example of Infosys or Wipro. I'll be taking a balance sheet, or it can be a cash flow, or it can be a P&L account. I'll be taking a screenshot of any companies in the world which are really performing very good even in this COVID situation. So I'll be telling you how you have to analyze the balance sheet in your college level, in second PUC degree and all. I know they will be given a one question: A and B company limited balance sheet is like this. You have to tally this balance sheet. What you will do? You will write everything and the balance sheet will not get tallied, so we will only tally that balance sheet. This is what happens, right? But here that will not happen, because I'm going to teach you in a very practical approach manner, and everything will be in English. So everyone have requested me actually to post it in English only, so I'll be posting it in English only. So yeah, let us come back to our strategic management. So in strategic management, the first chapter is Introduction to Management. Second one is Introduction to Strategic Management. Third one is Business Policy and Formation of Functional Strategy. The fourth one is Strategic Analysis and Planning. Strategic Implementation and Control is the fifth chapter. Sixth chapter is Analyzing Strategic Edge. Now I will tell you what you have to do while learning this thing. First thing, have your calci in your hand, because without calci we can't do. We are not a human calculator. So if you are really bad at account, if you really hate account, then please take that out from your mind before entering this. Okay. So here you are going to learn in a practical manner first of all. So things are there in your syllabus. Some are theoretical part, some are dry part actually. So what I will do is I will take you to the practical way. That is the reason I was telling you I am going to take you through a practical word, practical word. That is the way you have to learn the subject. By telling this, let me take you through a first chapter, that is nature, significance and scope of financial management. Okay. So shall we start with our first thing? First, let us know what is the course outline. So I told you, right? Before going to any chapter, I'll be telling you what the chapter exactly is and what you will be studying in that chapter. So in your first chapter, nature, significance and scope of financial management, first I'll be telling you about the introduction. Now here I'll be telling you about the weightage of this chapter. Now, in 2019 and 2020, there was an exam conducted. So I will tell you what was the marks that was given in 2019 and 2020. Okay. The next one is I'll be telling you about the scope, financial decision. Now every company, so it may be any company. Say for an example, I have to construct a company today. So now you are the future company secretaries. I will ask you how to construct a business. So this I want to manufacture and sell chocolate. So my company is basically what? Chocolate manufacturing company and selling of the chocolates. Now where should I invest? How should I invest? Basically now I don't have money in my hand to construct a company and to invest in that company. So what are the things I have to do? Investment means what? Investment means I have to hire a labor and I have to go search the land. I have to go and search the land and I have to construct a building there and I have to purchase some machineries, etc. Right? So for that, how you have to decide how we are going to allocate money for these things. The second thing is I want money for all these things. Where will I get money? How to get money? So all these things you will be learning in financial decision. Okay. Next one is decision criteria. And I'll be taking you through the ratio, the different types of ratios like liquidity ratio, current ratio, quick ratio, absolute liquidity ratio, basic defense ratio. I'll not be telling you now because I don't want you to make, oh my god, what is this? So I'll be telling you about it when I come to that part. Okay. So the next one is profitability. Of course, whenever I construct a company, before constructing a company, what I will think? I have to construct this company because I have to earn profit. No one is interested in earning losses. All people want to earn profit only. There may be a saying like if you get the loss, then only you will learn. Then you will not do mistake. People will not think about that. No, 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 no. It is wrong. We will get profit, we will learn things, then we will do something better than that. That is the way people will think. So here you will be taken through the profitability. What exactly is the profitability and the ratios to calculate a profitability. Now you may be wondering, is there a ratio to calculate profitability also? Yes, of course. You can also use this for your real life situation. I'll tell you how. The next one is costing and risk. This one I'll be telling you through an problem. That is, you will be given a question and I'll be teaching you like a practical one. And the next one is financial gearing and financial leverage. What are these two terms and why is it used? And the next one is what are the objectives of a firm? Profit maximization and shareholders wealth maximization. The next one is economic value added and how do we measure an economic value added and the problems. There are only one or two problems. For your convenience, I have made these notes. So you can see the weightage here. In 2019, the total marks for this chapter was 10 and in 2020 the total marks for this chapter alone is 8 marks. So you can see what is the importance of this chapter. So this is just a basic introduction. There is nothing in this chapter, a basic introduction, that's all. But they have more important. So you can now easily get 10 marks in 100 mark. So go thorough in this chapter. So that is what I will be telling you first. So now the weightage of this chapter is done. Now let us enter into the chapter. Okay, every company before constructing or after constructing, what is their main aim? First of all, why the company is being set up? Why the company has to set up? In order to earn profit. Everyone knows this. In order to earn profit, the company will set up. Money is the main objective of a company to get money. So normally we don't call it as a money. In a financial term, we call it as profit. Okay. So whenever there is a profit, what the company has to do? They can simply say that, okay, I have got a profit. I can really enjoy now. I can expand my business. I can create a wealth for my company. I can construct another one company. I can give it for my friend. I can call my friends for a party. I can have a kitty party in my home. Can a company think like that? No, it is impossible. Why? First of all, let me give you an example to understand this. I have constructed a company called as ABC Company. Okay, you just imagine it is a Sushma's Company Limited. Sushma's Company Limited. Now, I don't have money to construct this business. So what I have done is I have taken a loan from banks. I have taken a loan from bank and bank asked me you should pay 10% interest to me every year. So this is a fixed rate of percentage. You have to pay to me 10% interest every year. Now, again, that money is not sufficient for me. I have raised a loan of 1 lakh rupees, but that much amount is not sufficient for me. Now, what I will do? I will ask the public, a public, please come, invest in my company. Whenever there is a profit, I will give you dividend of that. Now, equity shareholders and preference shareholders will come into picture. Equity shareholders and preference shareholders will come and invest in my company. I have got a very good amount of rupees 2 lakh by these two people. Now again, that amount is not sufficient. 3 lakh. How is 3 lakh sufficient for constructing a company? Not sufficient. Now what I will do? I will again add debenture holders. Now what these debenture holders will do? These debenture holders will give me money as a kind of loan. Now I have to pay them interest. Like I am paying the interest for bank, I should also pay the interest for debenture holder. Again, this person loan bank will come on the third column, that is in a debenture column. Okay. Now, what is the next thing? Okay, let me assume it is 5 lakh. So 5 lakhs plus 2 lakhs plus 1 lakh, that is 7 lakh. 7 lakh is sufficient for my company. Just assume that 7 lakh is sufficient for my company. Now, in this 7 lakh, I will do investment of 1 lakh in long term assets. So, let us assume I have brought a land, uh, and I have brought some other assets for a company which will give me a very good return after 5 years. After 5 years, this land asset or anything will give me return after 5 years. Okay, it can be a gold, it can be a silver, it can be a real estate, anything. Asset means anything. Okay. Now, after constructing a company, 2 years after 2 years, I have got a profit of rupees 1 lakh. Just assume I have got a profit of rupees 1 lakh. Now, first, what the debenture holders will do? Oh, you have got a profit. Give me the interest of 10%. Give me the interest. So you have to pay me the interest. So in the 10 lakh, in the 10 lakh, I have to pay for, sorry, it is 1 lakh, right? In that 1 lakh, I have to pay interest for debenture holders. How much? 1 lakh into 10%. Take the calculation, do your work. It is 10,000. So what is the remaining amount? 90,000. The profit has been decreased. So the next thing that will come into picture is the tax, the government. Will the government sit quietly? Of course not. We should pay them tax. If we do not pay the tax, then they will put penalty on us. So that is the reason every company is afraid. They have to file the returns every year. I think you know about the Income Tax Act. So I have to pay the tax. So let us assume the tax is at 30%. Now my total amount is 90,000. So then in 1 lakh, I've already paid 10%, that is 10,000. Now the remaining amount is 90,000. In that I have to pay 30% tax. How much? 27,000. Again do your calculation. 27,000 minus 90,000, how much? 63,000 is remaining with me. In my hand I have 63,000 now. Now the equity shareholders and preference shareholders will come into picture. It is a thumb rule that whenever we get a profit, if there is any preference shareholders in my company, then the first preference to be given for a preference shareholder, as the name suggests preference, I have to pay amount for preference shareholders, and then after paying them, if anything is remaining, then I have to pay it for equity shareholder. Okay, so this is a rule. I hope you all know a famous company called as Kingfisher. Who is the owner of Kingfisher? Yes, it is Vijay Mallya. Now, what happened to Kingfisher? The value of the Kingfisher came down drastically, decreased very largely, and Vijay Mallya has been filed as a bankruptcy now. Now, why does this happen? First of all, why I am telling this example to you? Because this one is very likely related to your topic. So that by giving the example, I hope you can easily get into it. So that is why I am telling you this example. Now, what does Kingfisher do? The, this Kingfisher took a large amount of loans from bank, and after taking a loan, of course the bank will ask to repay that loan. So this Kingfisher did not repay a loan. Why? Because there was no profit, and soon the company could not pay the salaries to their employees. The salaries was also not paid, and what the equity shareholders do? that equity shareholders started withdrawing all the funds from the market. So, after withdrawing, selling the securities back to the company could not pay the bank's loan, could not pay the salary, the company did not have money. So that company is facing a bankruptcy, company's owner is facing a bankruptcy now. Why did this happen? This happened because of a poor financial management plan. A financial manager has to plan by looking at the risk of the company and by looking at the return, and he has to think in which I have to invest, which will give me a very good return. In that only I should invest. Say for example, today I want to invest in share capital, share market. I will simply choose any company. I don't know about the company background. I will simply choose any company, let's say ABC company. I don't know anything about this company. I will simply choose ABC company and I will invest 1 lakh in this company. Now it is very risky for me. Why? Because I don't know ABCD of this company. I don't know anything of this company. I blindly invested. What if I book a loss? If I book a loss, my amount is gone. That's all. If I book profit, it is my lucky. That's all. Now, what the company has to do, we should not blindly invest in anything without any knowledge. They should first learn what is the advantages, what is the disadvantages of doing this, and after that he has to decide what is the return on investment and what is my risk capacity. If I want to invest 1 lakh in a share market, and I have to first know what is my risk capacity. That means share market is first of all risky, as everyone knows. Now what I have to do in order to get profit, say for example I want 2 lakh profit, double, I want 2 lakh profit, okay? So for that, if share market comes down, what should I do? I should be willing to take that risk. So in that 1 lakh, I should forego, I should sacrifice 10,000. I should forego 10,000 means whenever a share market comes down to 10,000, I will be willing to take that risk of 10,000. I am willing to sacrifice 10,000 to get a profit of 2 lakh. So these are the things a company's financial manager has to do. Not only in sales, if a company has to invest in real estate also, it is risky only, right? So what is the return on investment? What is the risk capacity I am taking? So in India, there are very good companies that have started at the beginning and they have booked a loss. The first one will be Kingfisher. The second one is Abibas. Actually, do you all know Adidas company? Adidas. I think you all know. It is a copy of Abibas. So what people thought, okay, this is a copy of Adidas company. So instead of buying this Abibas, we can simply buy Adidas only. So they are very poor qualities. That is why they are selling at very low price. I am not going to buy anything from Abibas. I only have a good faith on Adidas. And taxi for sure. So this was brought by Ola. So actually, this was a very good plan which they have brought, but it was shut down due to poor market condition. So people used to say taxi for sure, but because of the poor market condition, it started down. It may be a very good idea for a company. Maybe it is a very innovative idea, very creative idea, but the time leave us to come into this platform. Now in a COVID situation, if I am planning to do some real estate business, it's not possible because I can't go out, I can't see the places there, and I can't evaluate how the locality is. So it is not a perfect time for me to enter into a real estate market, right? So that what a financial manager has to do. Is it the right time for me to enter into the market? Yes, then enter. Is it the wrong time for me to enter into a market? Don't enter. is my plan giving any return on investment? Yes, it is giving me a very, very good return on investment. Then I can take a high risk. I am ready to take a high risk in order to get 2 lakh rupees in my hand. The next one is nano car. A small tiny car. I think everyone have been seen this in your locality. Your neighbors have been using nano car. A small tiny car. Everyone used to love those cars. Especially I used to love this car actually because of the tiny. It's really very small one and it's really very cute one, right? So that decreased. Why? Because of poor financial management. Now, I have been telling you about financial management, bad financial management. Now, can you tell me some advantages of having a very, very good financial management plan in my company? Can you tell me what are the benefits of this? First of all, good returns, very good returns I will have. Second one, my goodwill will drastically increase. People will come and believe in my company and they will only start investing in my company. Then what will happen? It will bring profit. It will provide an economic stability and it will help me to know how I should get the funds. How I should get the funds. See, if you are having a very good financial plan, then equity shareholders will come and invest in company. Who are equity shareholders? You, me, and everyone in this world who are willing to enter into a stock market, who are willing to take the risk, who are willing to purchase the company's shares, who are willing to be a part of the owners of a company are equity shareholders. So what they will do? They will invest in company. So the company will get funds. And the next one is critical financial decision. In a very bad situation like COVID, how I should plan to allocate my money, how I should plan to get returns, how I should plan to get a very good amount of profit. Yes. So let me tell you about the Lehman Brothers in the next part of the video. So I will be posting a separate video on the Lehman Brothers. So why I will be posting you is it is little it has a very lot of information and I think it is really helpful for your syllabus also. So let me give you a simple introduction about this. So this Lehman Brothers is a very fourth largest investment bank in America, and this bank has filed for bankruptcy. Why bankruptcy? Because they used to give loan at very cheap interest, very low interest rate. So whenever, see for example, you want 100 rupees, okay? You want 100 rupees, but that bank lender is saying that I will give you 100 rupees. You pay me interest of 10 rupees every year. Per year you pay me 10 rupees interest. I will give you 100 rupees. That's all. Very simple, right? In order to get 100 rupees, I'm paying you 10 rupees interest every year. Very cheap interest. So this bank used to pay at very cheap interest and lot of people invested and then the bank collapsed because of that. It became bankruptcy. And I hope you also remember in 2008, there was a recession, a global recession. What happened in that? That also I'll be posting in the next video. Okay. Okay, let me tell you what does a good financial management mean? I have told you about the Vijay Mallya's example. Now you have to tell me what do you mean by a good financial management. Don't copy it from here. You have to comment me in the comment box. So this is the homework for you. You have to do this homework. Comment in the comment box section. What does a good financial management mean? Okay, let me take you to the next one, the financial decision. Now, in order to do the investment decision, what should I do? First, I have to decide whether to invest in a short term or to invest in a long term. Now, what is the short term and long term? Say, for example, I have 1 lakh rupees, and in 1 lakh, I invest in some fixed deposit of 1 lakh. Yeah. Now, suddenly, tomorrow I want to withdraw that money. Is it possible? It is not possible. Say, for example, I only invest that 1 lakh in, I simply deposit it in a savings bank account. Now, what is the benefit or what is the loss for me? I will not get any interest on that. I will not get any profit on that. So, what I have to do? I have to decide whether to invest all in long term. If I invest all in long term, what is the problem? If I invest all in short term, what is the problem? So, I will decide to invest 50k in short term, 50k in long term. Why? If suddenly tomorrow I want that money, then I can withdraw that money. So it has liquidity. If I invest 50,000 in long term in fixed deposit or in any shares, bonds, etc., then I will get interest in future. So this is the benefit. So this is nothing but investment decision. You will have your own capital like your savings, or you can actually borrow it from your friend, or actually you can go and get something from the debenture holders, equity shareholders, etc. So there are a lot of options, Sushma. Go for it. Wow, very good, guys. Okay, I will take a loan of rupees 30 lakh. Let us assume 30 lakh from a bank. And what I will do from this is I will invest 5 lakh in gold. I will invest another 5 lakh in real estate, land or something. Now 10 lakh is gone. I have another 20 lakh. I have another 20 lakh. From this 20 lakh, I will do investment. Suppose if I book a loss, let us assume these two long-term investment will give me a return. That is what we learned, right? Return on investment. I have made a very good plan and I was really confident. Now in the next year, after constructing the business, I booked a loss. Now I have to pay interest for the banks. And my friends, my relatives, everyone will ask me to give the money. But I don't have money. Can I tell them, you come to me after 5 years, I will give you money. Because I have invested 10 lakh in gold and land, it will give me 20% return after 5 years. You come to me after 5 years, I will give you interest plus interest. I will give you 2 times of that amount. You're really lucky. Why? Because no one will give this type of benefit for you. So please come to me after 5 years. If I tell like that, will any person agree to that? No, not even one. So now, what I have to decide? I have to decide in this 30 lakh, I should invest in some short term capital gain. So one should be short term, one should be long term. So if there is any emergency, like I have booked a loss, then I can sell a short term thing and I can pay them. So this is what financial plan means. After financial decision, the next one is dividend decision. Now, what is this dividend decision? First of all, you tell me how many shareholders are there in a company. There are two shareholders in a company. Agree? Who are they? The first one is equity shareholders. The next one is preference shareholders. The preference shareholders will get a preferential right before the equity shareholders. After the preference shareholders, the equity shareholders will get a right. So here, what I have to decide is, suppose if I get 100 rupees profit, I have to decide whether to give all this 100 rupees for equity and preference shareholders, or whether to retain 15 rupees for retained earning, that is for any future uncertainties, whether to have a retained earnings of 50 rupees and then give rest 50 rupees for equity or preference shareholders, or whether to retain all total amount of 100 rupees as a retained earning. So that I have to decide. That is nothing but a dividend decision. Alright, let me take you through the text now. So, what are the three types of financial decisions that the financial manager has to do? One is investment decision, the next one is financial decision, the third one is dividend decision. Now, what is investment decision? In which assets I should invest? Which asset is going to give me a very good amount of return? Which asset will give me a liquidity? Now, what is liquidity? Say, for example, I have 1 lakh rupees. In 1 lakh, I will purchase a land. Now, if I have to sell this land, there is a lot of process. Agree? Say, for example, that 1 lakh, I will go and take fixed deposit in a bank. This fixed deposit, let us assume it is for 2 years. Now, after 1 year, I have to, I want this amount, I want this 1 lakh. Now, again, the liquidity is not easy for me. Now, what do you mean by liquidity? How soon am I able to get the money? That is known as liquidity. Okay. In the investment decision, you have two types. The one, capital budgeting, the another one, working capital management. And financial decision. Where should I get the money? What are all the sources of getting fund? One is equity share, one is preference share, one is debenture, long term borrowings, etc. Right? Now, from what sources I have to get the money? How shall I use this money? That is financial decision. In that, you have two types, cost of capital and capital structure. And a dividend decision is nothing but deciding whether to retain the profit or to distribute the profit to the shareholder. So let us go through the capital budgeting, that is a substep of investment decision. Now, what is a capital budgeting? So a company has to decide whether to purchase a long term asset or a short term asset. So, what is a long term asset and a short term asset? Anything more than 1 year, if you hold any asset more than 1 year, then it will be long term. And if it is less than 1 year, then it is a short term. Okay, I have 1 lakh rupees in my savings bank account. Okay, so where will it come? Long term or short term? Of course, it is short term. Why it is short term? Whenever I want this money, I can utilize the money by withdrawing in ATM or in bank. Say suppose 1 lakh I invested in fixed deposit. Am I able to withdraw that money soon? If I want to take the money tomorrow, today I opened FD, tomorrow I want this 1 lakh. Is it possible? No, it is a long term. So a financial manager has to decide where should I invest money, whether in a long term or a short term. That is nothing but a capital budgeting. Just go through this text one. When a company purchases any long term asset, also called as capital asset, he has to strongly analyze whether this capital will produce any profit in the future or not. Also, he has to analyze risk return over a period of time. Now, what is risk return? How much risk I am taking in order to get the return. If I want 1 lakh rupees in future after 2 years, then what is my risk capacity and what is my return? Whenever a risk is more, the return will also be more. Higher the risk, higher the return. It is having a direct relationship. The investment decision contain capital budgeting, very important this one. Okay, please remember. Investment decision contains capital budgeting, cost of capital, measuring risk, management of liquidity and current asset, expansion and contraction involving business failure and reorganization, buy or hire or lease an asset. They can ask you as an MCQ pattern. Okay. Working capital management. Now, what is working capital management? It is the amount of cash a business can safely spend. Now, how to calculate? Very simple. Current assets minus current liability. So, in your balance sheet, this is your balance sheet, right? On the left hand side, you have liabilities, right hand side, you have assets. So, here you have current assets, here you have current liabilities. So minus this, whatever the amount will be there, that amount is nothing but working capital management. What it means? It is, say for example, your uh, working capital management, you have 10 lakh rupees. So you can spend this 10 lakh rupees without any obstacles. The next one is financial decision. You know what is financial decision? Take a screenshot here. Just go through this one. That's all. Then you have a substep, cost of capital. Now, what is cost of capital? It is the required return necessary to make a capital budgeting project, such as building a new factory, etc. So, cost of capital means it is an amount that is really necessary for a company to run. Now, I want to hire laborers. For laborers, I have to give salary. For that, let us assume I want 1 lakh. Now, 1 lakh is necessary for me to pay for laborers. Say, for example, I want 10 lakhs to uh, a, build a factory. Now, this 10 lakh is really necessary. Why? To build a factory. Without building a factory, I can't carry my business. Next one is capital structure. It is a combination of debt and equity. That is nothing but loan. Debt and equity used by a company to finance its overall operation and growth. Debt is a loan borrowed. Equity come in form of stock, preferred stock. It's nothing but preference shareholders. Common stock is nothing but equity shareholders. Retained earnings is nothing but the company's savings from their profit. Now let us understand. If a company is having only debt, if a company is having only loan, then it has to pay more interest. Then it is really very difficult for the company to survive in the future. The company can soon come down. Equity shareholders will sell off all their shares. The company will soon come down. What is the example that I gave you? It was Kingfisher, right? Yes. So, if the company is having only equity shares, then what will happen? What is the problem? There are more owners. The owners of the company is more, then again there is a problem. The owners will take part in the decision making and the company will not have a majority. So, what the company has to do? It should have plus debt plus equity. So whenever there is lot of equity, then they can go for taking loan. I hope you got this point. Now the next one is dividend decision. I already told you the meaning of dividend decision. Let us see the note here. Investment, financing and dividend decision are interrelated to each other. Hence, Making a financial policy by taking all these three is absolutely necessary. If there is no investment decision, there is only financial decision and dividend decision. What is the problem? The company will know where I should get the money, but the company will not know where I should invest the money. Okay, now let us assume a company is having investment decision, but it is not having financial decision. Now what is the problem? The company will know where to invest, but the company will not know how to get the money. If a company is having no investment and financing decision, now what is the problem? The company will know what? Correct. Whether to retain the profit or to give the profit. But where will I get the profit? That the company will not know. So, what is the best thing for a company? All the three are absolutely necessary. That means it is interrelated. Okay, decision criteria we will see in the next class. It is a very interesting topic. So, we will solve it in the next class, this one. Okay, now let us see the course progress and we will end it off for today. So we saw the introduction, right? And we also, okay, this is the homework I have given to you. So you have to do this. You have to research or you have to think what does it mean by a good financial management, and you also have to comment me some good examples of good financial management. And also, we saw a bad financial management by the example of Kingfisher, Taxi for Sure, Nano, and also I told you about Lehman Brothers, very short note. And also, I told you that I'll be doing a separate video on that. And what are the other example? Adidas, I think, yes. And we saw three types of financial decision: investment decision, financial decision, and dividend decision. All three are all three are interrelated. Remember, all three are interrelated. What is the subcategory of investment decision? Capital budgeting, very, very important, and working capital management. And what is the subcategory of financial decision? Cost of capital, COC, cost of capital, and capital structure. And we saw dividend decision, whether to retain the profit or to distribute. And let us see some MCQs for today. So I will not be telling you the answer. You have to read the question, take the screenshot, read the question, and give me the answer. How you are going to give me the answers in the comment section? Type the question number and type the option. So this is your option. And type the second question number, type the correct answer. Third one, type the question number and correct action, like this. Okay, I will tell you only first question because I have already told the answer for this. Which of the following is true regarding financial decisions of a firm? The first option is investment decisions are dependent on financial decision. Yes, correct. If you want to do financial decision, if there is no investment decision, you can't do financial decision. I told you, right? You know how to get the funds, but you don't know how to invest the fund. So the option here is you have to do investment decision in order to do financial decision. Both are dependent. Correct. Next, let us see. Financial decisions are dependent on dividend decision. Once I decide how to get the money, after that I will do investment. After that I will get profit. From that profit I will decide whether I should keep that profit or should I distribute it to shareholders. This is also correct. So let us see the third one. Dividend decisions are dependent on investment decision. Yes, absolutely. This is also correct answer. So the option 3. All the three decisions are interrelated. Yes, we also studied that. All investment decision, financial decision, and dividend decisions are interrelated. Now, what is the correct option? First, For the first question, correct option is D. Now, the second question, third question, take the screenshot, study properly. This is very, very easy. You can see financial management is concerned with investment decision, financial decision, dividend decision, option D, all the above. And third one, dash is concerned with the determination of how much funds procure from the various options available. So there are various options. From this option, from which shall I collect the money? For example, there are equity shareholders, there are preference shareholders, there are debentures. Okay, from which shall I take the money? Let me take from equity, or shall I take it from preference, or shall I take it from debenture? So, what is this decision concerned about? Option A, investment decision. Option B, financial decision. Option C, dividend decision. Option D, all the above. So, very, very easiest one. You can really score at least, if they ask you for 10 marks, you can at least score 8 marks, or you can at least score 9 marks. One question will be difficult, it will be confusing for you. It is not difficult, it will be confusing for you. So at least you can score 9 marks from this chapter. So out of 100, total marks is 100, you will get 9 marks in this first chapter only. Very easy, so don't leave this. Okay, fourth one. Dash is to decide whether the firm should distribute all the profit or retain them, or distribute a portion and retain the balance. Very easy one. Option A, investment decision. Option B, financial decision. Option C, dividend decision. Option D, all the above. Next, fifth one. Financial manager has to take the following decision. Option A, financial decision, investment decision, dividend decision, all the above. So these questions were asked in your exam. So I have taken all the questions which were repeated in your exam, which were asked in your exam. So I think it would benefit you. If it will benefit for you, please let me know in the comment section below. If you want me to post more videos like this, then please like, share and subscribe, and share it with your friends. Any of your family's cousins is doing company secretary or chartered accountant, then please share with them too. Okay, we will end it for today. In the next class, we will start with the next topic, that is decision criteria. And also I'll be posting the answers for this, and then only I'll be going to the next one. Okay, thank you so much for watching.